Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Destiny 2. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and salutations. Today, Interference. Let's get to it. So now we are on week 5 of the Interference protocol or quest line. Means you're going to have to do the Means to the End quest. So you'll have to do the Contact public event, and then you'll have to do some other playlist activity, either Strikes, Gambit, Crucible, Nightmare Hunts, etc. So once you get through all of that, then you'll be ready to do the Interference. Now before you do Interference this week, you're going to want to go to the Prismatic Recaster to pick up the Exotic quest. Because the first step in the Exotic quest is to do Interference. It's easy enough in and of itself, but there are steps that come before Interference. Like I said, you have to do the Contact public event, and you have to do that a couple times at least, and then you have to do 3 or 4 Crucible strikes in order to finish that out and get all those Umbral traces and fill that out to 100%. Now, additionally, if you have been missing out on Interference on one week or another, then that is okay. And we'll get to that in a second. At this point, you've seen all the different versions of Interference that there are. There are 3 different versions of Interference. So depending on the week that you play, you see different versions of Interference. Now, once you've seen all 3, then you might say, well, what's the point of continuing to do Interference? Well, first of all, you have the lore that is attached to doing Interference. And secondly, and as I've already mentioned, this week you have to do Interference as one of the quest steps for the new Exotic for this season. Now, as I said before, if you have missed a week of Interference, so if you've done all 3 of the different Interferences, then you're on top of everything. But maybe you missed the 4th week, or maybe you're going to miss the 7th or 8th week, or what have you, because each week is tied to a specific lore entry. If you miss a week because you're gone, what happens with that piece of lore? Well, at the end of the Interference mission, you talk to Eris, and she will give you a piece of lore. She will, she'll tell you the white or eggshell or whatever, and she'll give you a little explanation, or what her explanation of what it means. But after that, you have about 500 seconds before the mission ends, and during that time, you can speak to Eris 3 more times to get 3 pieces of lore that you do not already have. So if you missed a week, she will give you a previous week's lore, up to 3 extra entries. So if you're missing an entry or 3 entries, then you can catch up on all of that lore that you have missed. Now, obviously, if you're missing 10 weeks of lore, it's going to be very difficult to catch up. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
An agent of violence. What more must you cull?
Interesting. This phrasing is directed at an equal. The message here is gift. Something offered. In an outstretched hand.
Magnificent.
Commander, to what do we owe this pleasure?
I've been reading your reports. The Darkness's messages are,
Playful?
I was going to say, obtuse.
Come. Have a look at the latest.
What is it?
A gift.
This is not what we agreed upon.
I don't remember agreeing to anything.
You're playing a dangerous game. Good thing you're a dangerous woman. The messages you've decrypted have proved invaluable. Now we know how our enemy thinks. Tell me, what if the pyramids intend to exploit our curiosity?
We wield their gift against them.
And if it proves unwieldy?
Then it will be surrendered to the Vanguard for containment.
And what of the Hive?
Savathun will not confront us directly. It is not her way.
She thinks too much of herself. And too little of others.
Thank you.
I look forward to your next report. The drifters are lacking.